Hello, Merry Meet. So let me start this video with a disclaimer. And that is that while the person's post I will be discussing in this particular video is Muslim, this could just as well have been a Christian, and I have even seen such things from pagans. So it is not really an attack on Muslims, because there's so many great Muslims out there. This is basically a call for reason within all religions. Because here is the thing. While we all have different faiths, what binds us together is a belief in something greater than ourselves. A belief in a God, spiritual entities, that there are something more in this world than we can measure. And that unification through a belief in such also make us equally the target of those that believe that any such belief is wrong. And basically giving those people more ammunition isn't good for any of us. So here's the thing, if we want atheists and, well, everybody to respect and accept people who has a religious belief, we have to stop behaving like asshats in our belief and instead behave like decent human beings. So yeah, excuse me while I adjust my camera. There we go. Now, disclaimer number 2. I will post the post that I was discussing just as a reference in the description. I will leave the person's name out because of privacy reasons. But this is just an example. You'll find things like this. If you look at Fox News, you will see it from a Christian perspective. So yeah, now those 2 disclaimers is out of the way, let's start. So, as some of you know, I am a Gorean. I'm also a BDSMer. So I tend to frequent a lot of forums about both topics. Forums, Facebook groups, and so on and so forth. And here the other day, I noticed that one member of one of these groups had a tendency to steal pictures from people, usually then women, wearing somewhat revealing clothing or belly dancers, and then say that, oh, this is slave so-and-so and she is an obedient servant, and basically make claims that the person in the picture were a slave that enjoyed such and such sex and such service, and so on and so forth. Now, eventually, even from the start, because this poster had done this a lot, and I've always suspected that it's bullshit. However, this time I managed to catch her red-handed, because I happen to know that the picture she had taken is from a belly dancer that is not a Gorean slave. So yeah, so I confronted her and said that this is not okay. It is not okay to take somebody's picture and make up such claims about them, because, I mean, a lot of people would be deeply offended if they found their picture presenting them as Gorean slaves or BDSMers or anything of the line, because a lot of it is generally very frowned upon. And when you begin to discuss their sexual habits and so on and so forth and just make up shit, that's not okay. So I confronted her. Of course, at first it was the regular, oh, you're just such a party pooper and so on and so forth. So I basically just calmly told her that no, it's not okay to do this. And then she said, but I'm a Muslim. So in my culture, it is okay to make fun of and basically humiliate women who dresses scantily, because we hate women that dresses scantily and they are dogs. And yeah, you can read the whole post down below. I don't need to use time to just repeat all of it. It was basically, the gist of it was, I can do whatever I want with somebody's picture unless they are dressed according to my religion. Now there's two things to this that really just hit the typical thing that atheists thinks we are all religions are like. That just hit this perfectly. You could frame that and just point to that. This is the prime example. There we go. You win the golden ticket. Congratulations. And that is, first of all, the bigotry of basically saying, if you don't behave the way my religion tells you to behave, not that you behave in a way that are harmful to others or that do something wrong, but if you dress and talk and behave and do something that my religion says is wrong, then I have every right to take your picture, to humiliate you, to do whatever the fuck I want with you, because I'm also moral, because everybody has to be judged by my religion. And that is damn fucking wrong. And yes, this video will be a rant. And chances are it will be a long rant, because that kind of shit pisses me off. Here's the thing. Your religion, your business. I'm a religious person. I'm a Wiccanish pagan. I would say I'm a Wiccan, but there are some elements of the religion that I don't agree with, though I agree with 95% or so. So I would rather say that I'm a Wiccan-inspired neo-pagan rather than being a straight-up Wiccan. But it is in that category. I'm a witch. I'm deeply religious. I spend 3 hours every day dedicated in ritual. I read everything I can about it. I'm extremely dedicated. I would say that, yeah, that would be pretty dedicated. Religion is a huge part of my life. Just to put this in context. I am not an atheist that go and say, no, don't. Religion doesn't matter. Yeah, but to me, religion matters. It matters a lot. I believe in my religion 100%. However, here's the thing. It is not my right to go to you and say, you don't behave the way my religion dictates, so you're wrong. I can do whatever I want to. I can step on you. I can force my religion down your throat. Because that's wrong. Here's the truth, people. We do not know the truth. All religion, my religion, your neighbor's religion, all of it, is that we do what we assume. We assume this is right. It feels right for us. We do not know the truth. And I, who as a chaot, I don't believe there are one single truth, that truth, that everybody has to follow. And when we act like asshats and do shit like this stupid git did, then we are hurting ourselves. Because that lets atheists look at us and say, look, that's what religion do. I mean, in this case, luckily, nobody was physically assaulted or anything, but it's still a creepy thing to do. You put up a picture of your newly sued belly dance costume. It's not like she was naked. I mean, there was some midriff showing and some cleavage. That's about it. And you want to show your family or friends this sewing creation, and you find yourself being later on the internet described as the obedient slave that likes blowjobs and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's not okay. That's dead wrong. It's creepy. It breaks that person's privacy. It's stepping on that person. I don't know if it's illegal in all nations, but that it's something might be legal to do doesn't make it right. It's rude. And it's lying. It's wrong. It's fucking wrong. and that you have a religion that say that, oh, this person dresses wrong, doesn't make it right. The same way that it's not right that you can use your religion to say, no, you people can't get married. I mean, if there is various forms of reasons why somebody can't get married in your religion, then don't marry somebody within those categories. But it's not your business what others believe. It is not your business how others dress. It is not your business what others do with your bodies, with their bodies. Basically, your freedom of religion ends at the doorstep of others, meaning you should have the right to practice whatever religion you desire, do whatever that religion tells you, as long as you don't hurt anyone. Basically, you don't have the right to hurt others because of what the religion say. You don't have the right to force others to that religion. You don't have the right to shame and step on others because they do something that your religion doesn't approve. You don't have the right to try to convert others by force, because then you are stepping into somebody else's sphere. That's not okay. You can decide how you want to live your life. If you want, or whatever religion or not that you want to make a part of your life, do that. That's your right. Enjoy. I wish you the very best on your spiritual path, but that's your choice. Another person has made another choice, and that's completely their right and their choice. And basically, this holiday slut shaming, it makes me sick. And unfortunately, it's a lot of religious people that have a tendency to do it, because there's so many of the monotheistic religions, usually not pagan ones, but the monotheistic religions, that has this idea that sex is sinful, and especially if a woman show off a body or basically have a free idea of sexuality, then she is morally sinful and has to be punished in some way. And that's just so wrong. The sexuality of others doesn't concern you. Everybody has the right to have sex in whatever way they decide. They have the right to show their bodies in any way they decide. And for the crying out loud, a belly dancer isn't sexual. It's not sexual if she shows a bit of belly. I mean, seriously, how sexually starved are you? But yeah. My point is this. When you say shit like that and present the idea that if somebody acts in some way that you don't approve of, that your religion doesn't approve of, you have the right to step on them, humiliate them, and do all of this shit, then you are hurting us all. You're hurting your own religion, definitely, because things like that definitely makes people more intolerant towards Muslims. So you're hurting your own religion. It also hurt other religions, because then a lot of people say that's what religion do. If you have any spiritual belief, that's what they do. Religious people are intolerant, horrible jerks. And I don't want to be referred to as that. So please behave yourself. Practice your religion whatever way you want. If you think it's wrong for a woman to show a bit of flesh, don't show it. Dress whatever way you want. And hell, I'm fighting for you. I will stand on the barricades and fight for the right of Muslim women to wear the hijab, to wear the niqab. I mean, in Norway now there's a lot of discussion on whether or not they should ban wearing a niqab. That's so wrong. And I will write into politicians, do whatever I can with my voting. Hell, I'll even dress in a fucking burqa to protest for your right to wear whatever you feel comfortable in. It's your choice. However, it is not your right to then turn around and try to force others to do the same. You might think that you have the truth TM, that your religion is better than everybody else, that your religion is 100% right. That might be you might be completely convinced of that. It still doesn't give you the right to be an asshole to others in religion's name. Now, the second point here. Let's analyze what happened here, shall we? This woman went into a Gorean page, more a BDSM page with a Gorean flair, and wrote up kinky stories about random people's pictures. While at the same time doing this because she felt that because she showed her belly button, she was a whore and she could do whatever she wanted to her. Yeah. The hypocrisy is astounding. I mean, I think we just need a second to appreciate the irony. Because that irony is so sweet. It's like a 20-year-old delicious wine. She goes into a Gorean site to write kinky stories about random women's pictures because she feels they are immoral showing their belly button. If you're that fucking Muslim and think that a woman is horrible for showing a belly button, wouldn't then writing kinky stories be sort of whorish too? Wouldn't you also be then one of those bitches and whores that people should hate and step on? Because this is a problem. There's so many religious people that use their religion as an excuse to do what they want to do. Oh no, we need to make sure that the young boys going to this Christian event don't jerk off, so we will all inspect their penises before bed because none of us want to do that because we want to look at boy junk. Would you? I mean, or not to mention the Republicans who go on and say, and it's not just the Republicans, but them more than others, that on one hand say, no, we are so Christian, we can't allow gay people to get married, and we can't have helping the poor and so on because we're so Christian. Other than that, in the Bible, it sort of said that you should help the poor. So yeah, we just speak out exactly what we want our religion to mean, and we will go dead wrong to our own religion to do exactly what we want, and we use religion as the justification. I mean, that's always been the case. I mean, do you think that the Crusades happened because the Christians were so enormously Christian that they listened to Jesus's message of love and peace and turning the other cheek so much that I wanted to invade another nation? No, it was that they wanted the land and riches of the Middle East, and they found a religious justification for doing it. Do you think the witch hunts generally were about people being so religious that they just had to torture and kill people? it was because they used religion as an excuse to do what they wanted, which was basically usually either getting rid of troublesome elements in society, getting some political gain, because then you could show people that, look, here, we are doing something. Oh, there are, your crops are failing and people are starving in your village, and here we sit with our enormous taxes and stuff our bellies all day and dry our asses with gold pieces. But don't worry. Don't think we have forgotten you. You don't need to complain about how rich the rich are and that you are starving to death. Look, we burned a witch for you. Now the problem will be solved. Here's our religious justification. And of course also to quell fear and such things. Do you think that Hitler was so fucking Christian when he gassed the Jews and made up a Christian semi-occult idea for why this was a good idea? No, he used that as a justification he knew the masses would accept. The only thing more common than a Christian, Muslim, or any other religious person, and I'm not here talking about all people of those faiths, most people of those faiths are amazing people that are tolerant and do their thing and let others do theirs. But by those that are of the more assholey variety, there's nothing more common. Well, perhaps the judgy type are more common, but is this definitely on the second place? Are the ones that use religion as the what I was gonna do anyway, but now I have a justification. I mean, yeah, since we were talking about Islam, let's talk about Islam, shall we? Basically, there are pretty strict rules, if you read the Quran, for both how men and women should dress. And yet, very few people, very few nations, there are a few, but very few of these nations punish men as harshly for breaking those rules. Not to mention that there are pretty strict rules for how men should behave too, and what duties a man have to his wife and female relatives. However, those duties are generally not enforced, while even things that go beyond what the Quran says about how much power a man have over a woman is generally enforced. Why? Because it gives them benefit, of course. Here's the thing. It's very easy to say, oh, well, do I really have to spend my money to support this female relative? Nah, let's ignore that. Oh, I might beat my wife if she doesn't give me sex. Well, my religion says I can. And you have the same thing. What about the gay question? That sounded wrong. Anyway, when somebody says, oh, the Bible says it's an abomination to eat shellfish, but those lobsters, they're so delicious. It's Old Testament. Ignore it. I mean, after all, it affects me. Or, oh, the Bible says it's a huge sin to get divorced, but my husband is kind of an asshole, so it's Old Testament. It doesn't have to be followed. But it affects me. Oh, there's a passage that says we can hate the gays, but I like to find another to blame all my problems for and hate and step on. So we'll do that. And then people say, yeah, but that's also Old Testament. Never mind, it's the Word of God. Hate, hate, hate. And yeah. And that sort of, I find that sort of hypocrisy worse than outright intolerance. Honest intolerance is at least honest. Give me an honest salad over a hypocrite any day. So, yeah, I guess the message of this 25-minute rant do get going, don't I? Please, people, whatever religion you are, stop A, forcing it into others, B, trying to shame people into following your religion, and C, for the love of whatever your religion says holy, stop being a hypocritical a-hole. Don't use your religion as a justification and then say that, oh, the rules apply to you, it doesn't apply to me. If you feel a rule apply to others, it applies to you. To do otherwise is to spit on your own religion. Then you are fucking dishonoring your own religion. That makes you a fucking disgrace in addition to a bigot. That's not good. Stop being that way. You shame everybody who is religious everywhere, no matter what religion they are. And I don't care if you are a pagan who then go and basically bash Christians for their views and then go turn around and are just as intolerant to another pagan who believes a little bit differently than you. That's exactly as bad, just as much as a disrespecting, idiotic ass what? As a Christian who shove shellfish down their throats and up their ass while hating gays, or a little fucking twat of a Muslim girl who likes to write kinky stories about people's pictures and justify it with, oh, but they are whores according to my religion. Well, in that case, you're both whores. Either embrace your whoredom and stop being a twat, or behave as your religion demands you to and stop writing kinky stories. At least don't be a hypocrite. Try to respect others. Enjoy your religion, but don't force it on others. Don't give us all a bad name. So yeah, I think ranting done for today. So yeah, have a great day and blessed be.